Project Boro is now available as a podcast on your chosen podcast providers, so you can listen to every episode on the go. Simply go to the description of this video, click the link to the podcast provider of your choice, and subscribe or follow Project Boro, and you'll be able to find all episodes past, present and future right there for you to listen to on the go.
Oh wow, we rode our luck at times, we defended like lions, but little old Boro are going to take an advantage back to Stamford Bridge as we lead on aggregate in the League Cup semi-finals. Come on!
As the Uruguayan curls one in. Oh, Middlesbrough take the lead!
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Project Boro. I am still trying to just take in what a night that was. What an evening, what a game, what an atmosphere. It's probably one of the greatest nights of the Riverside I think I've probably ever witnessed or been a part of. You know, I was a young kid and I remember vividly the nights that led up to our League Cup triumph 20 years ago, and obviously the run we had to the UEFA Cup final when I was around 8, 9, 10 years old. But barring playoff finals and playoff semi-finals, we've never went as far in a domestic trophy. And this was a special night. It was a special night. Little old Middlesbrough, who'd been written off by everybody, have took a lead in the semi-final, and we go to Stamford Bridge with something to hold on to. And I forgive me if I just come across as absolutely speechless, but this was special. This was one of them really special nights that you know, as a football fan, you look back on and you think, you know, as many times as you come away from games disappointed and you travel and you watch and you get frustrated and you get annoyed and you think, you know, with all the injuries we've had, you think, why can't we just have a lucky break? It's all worth it for nights like these. And listen, Boro had to ride their luck massively at times, and I say that, but you could also argue Chelsea were just incredibly wasteful. I mean, they had so many chances, especially in the first half, that they failed to capitalise on. Boro got their noses in front with a very well worked goal, and then second half it was the most attack versus defence game you will ever see. I mean, backs against the wall is an understatement. And the lads out there, as you guys will know, we've had so many injuries, played so many games. They were absolute. Some of them couldn't even stand at the end. But we defended so well. I can't even think of a superlative that explains our defending. You know, Chelsea, wave after wave after wave. We couldn't get the ball out of our half. Attacking players coming in from all directions, quick passing movement. I mean, as you'd expect from a team as good as Chelsea's. And Boro defended the spaces so well, made so many crucial blocks, headers, interceptions. Every player to a man was outstanding defensively in that second half. They fought for every ball, every cross, every challenge. They left it all out there, and that's all you can ask for. And it was special, man. Honestly, the atmosphere was unlike anything I've ever seen. You know, pre-match, the stadium was bouncing, all four stands. It was deafening at times, and you know, when the boys were under it, the stands and the crowd, all 30+ thousand of sold-out Riverside fans, were pushing the boys on, getting behind them, giving them extra ounce of energy. It really felt like it wasn't just the team that won tonight. It was the fans, it was the coaching staff, it was the town, it was everyone involved dragged us over the line. And listen, don't get me wrong, we're halfway there, and we're still going to go in to the second leg as outsiders to go through. You know, Chelsea will be massive favourites to turn us over at Stamford Bridge, and it will take an even more monumental performance for Boro to get through to the final. But I just wanted us to be in the tie. I just wanted us to not get battered and the second leg be a nothing game. I'd have been happy if we'd even have lost 1-0. We're still in touch. Draw was like the dream scenario for me. So to win the game, my God, one of the absolute best nights I've ever had at the Riverside. It will live long in the memory forever, even if Boro go out. And we very well might do. No one can ever take this night away from the fans and the town of Middlesbrough. So, delving deeper into the game then, Boro, as they did against Aston Villa, changed their shape. It was a little bit of a dry run. It was a very different shape for Boro, and it was obviously to combat Chelsea, who we were expecting would have all the possession, all the ball, and we would have to defend for the majority of the game. And in fairness, I thought we started the game incredibly well. You know, the first 5 minutes, Boro were absolutely brilliant. We had the possession, we were passing the ball around, we looked sharper, we looked better, we were getting into really good areas, and we almost created a chance from the get-go. It was a really poor header from one of the Chelsea defenders. It may have been Colwell, I can't quite remember, and Latte burst through one-on-one and was tackled and went down injured. And obviously Latte has just come back, and he had to go off in the 5th minute. And I honestly just looked at it and I thought, it's written in the stars that just look, everything's against us here. You know, I looked at Lath starting and I thought, perfect. You know, he can get in behind the Chelsea back line. He can get us up the pitch. We can play him into the channels. He's the perfect striker when you've got your back up against the wall like this, because he will just outpace any defender and get us up the pitch, get us in behind. And as soon as he went off after 5 minutes, I thought that a massive element of our game plan has gone out the window within 5 minutes. I thought that is so unlucky, and I was heartbroken for Lath because he looked devastated. He tried carrying on and he couldn't. But I also just thought our game plan that we'd have prepped so hard for might have just gone out the window after 5 minutes. And one of the biggest, I think, assets that we had against this Chelsea side was taken away from us straight away. And I thought, another injury, here we go. And it got worse because 20 minutes in, Bangura went off as well, and he went off with a hamstring problem. This one looks a little serious, if I'm honest. I think he was chasing Madueke down the right-hand side. Got the ball. It seemed to just be a bit of a coming together, but it did look like he'd done his hamstring in, and obviously them injuries can sometimes be not as badly as first feared, other times can have you out for a long time, and Bangura's been fantastic of late, and again, he was offering us some really good pace and width down that left-hand side. He went off as well, and again, we're all just sat there thinking, this it's just a sign of where this is going. And we had to bring Matt Clark on, who slotted in as at the left of a centre-back, of a 3 centre-back trio, with Engel moving up to left wing-back where Bangura was. But I think given the fact we had them injuries, players had to come in, had to quickly adapt to the game and the occasion and the atmosphere, they did exceptionally well. And I thought we did pretty good first half, but them injuries did upset our rhythm. They did take the sting out of what was quite a hostile first few minutes for Chelsea. And it's probably the perfect situation for them. 2 of Boro's players had gone off. It had quietened the crowd down. It had halted any momentum we had. And Chelsea then settled. And they had some ridiculous opportunities. I mean, so many chances where they were in really good areas, couldn't quite get the final ball, shots were going wide. But the golden chance was handed to Cole Palmer on a plate. Johnny Howson playing a, quite frankly, suicide ball across Boro's defensive third. Palmer intercepted it, was bearing down on goal, and missed the target completely. A massive let-off. An unbelievable miss from Cole Palmer. And a, Boro get-out-of-jail-free card. But it wasn't the first one that we had, because Chelsea continued to carve out chances. Cole Palmer had another incredible opportunity later on in the second half. I think this may have been after Boro's opener, but there was a shot from the outside of the area, And to be fair, Glover had done brilliantly up until this point, but he completely fumbled the ball. And Cole Palmer, who seemed to anticipate the error, managed to miss an open goal and put it over the bar. I mean, he must have sat there and thought, how the hell have I not got a hat-trick, never mind one? Again, another massive let-off for Boro. Glover made another couple of saves. Madueke, I think, cut in from the right-hand side. It actually might have been Palmer again, actually, who received the ball, cut in on his left. Glover made up for his error, made a fantastic save down to his right. And there was another couple of opportunities where the ball would ricochet around and Glover would get hold of it. And yeah, we were riding our luck at times. But the moment came in the 37th minute, and this is exactly what I was thinking we would have done with Latilath, but the ball was played into Barlasser, and what a great ball over the top and round the corner this was to get Isaiah Jones in behind. This is what I thought we'd do with Lath, just trying to get him behind the Chelsea backline, who would obviously push up. Jones gets in behind Colwill, stands him up, shifts it to his right, plays it through his legs, and Hackney arrives late in the box with an incredible left-footed finish down by the keeper's right to put Boro 1 up. And the stadium absolutely, I mean, if there was a roof, it would have probably left the atmosphere and would probably have hit the moon by now. It was just one of them incredible moments where you're just overjoyed, but you're in disbelief, and you just think this could be ours. You know, we've got the goal we need. We're in front, and Chelsea just couldn't take their chances after that. I mean, I just wanted to get to half time after that because, again, as soon as we scored, Chelsea was straight back on it, and there was 6 minutes added on because of the injuries, and we thankfully made it to half time. And it was a chance for everyone to just regroup, take stock. Obviously, we'd made 2 changes by this point. Little bit all over the place. Let's just get our game plan together and sort out what we're doing second half. And the second half was backs against the wall. Now, I think part of this, of course, was down to the fact that Chelsea are just that good. I mean, they were so good at pressing and winning the ball back, especially in the first half. You know, Boro did well at first, but struggled towards the end of the first half to play it out from the back. I think Chelsea sussed what we were trying to do, and we were really struggling to maintain possession and play it out. To the point to which second half we mixed it up, and I'm glad we did. Sometimes we'd try playing it out, other times we'd try playing diagonals, we'd try and target certain areas, certain spaces, and just try and get us up the pitch that way. And it worked quite often, but a lot of the time, Chelsea, superior fitness, superior quality. Naturally, the team who were in the ascendancy trying to get back in the game, it was just one wave after another wave after another wave. But they didn't test Glover as much as they did in the first half. They didn't have as many glaring opportunities as they did in the first half. Glover had to make 1 or 2 saves, but nothing major. And Boro's defence, I mean, we're not known for being a strong defensive side under Michael Carrick, but each of the boys to a man should be immensely proud of the defensive display they all put in. I mean, they worked so hard because Chelsea was shifting the ball around at such pace to maintain not only physical concentration and fitness and managing the fatigue and the tired legs that we undoubtedly have in the team, not just because of this game, but because of the injuries we've had, but also the mental fatigue of staying focused and not having a lapse in concentration. It was an unbelievable effort by the boys, and we'd get up the pitch a few times, but we just didn't have the legs to keep the ball up there. You could tell they were absolutely exhausted, but Chelsea could not find a way through, and for all their possession second half, they were nowhere near as dangerous, I would say. And I think a lot of the chances first half we actually handed to them. Second half, for all their possession, all their momentum, they didn't create anything huge. And Boro were able to manage the game. And I've got to say, second half, you know, when the boys needed it and we were up against it and you could tell we were tired and we were struggling, the fans were immense. Every stand would get up on their feet, singing at the top of their voices, just trying to give the boys that extra yard of energy that would win them the next tackle, win them the next challenge. And it just got us over the line in the end. And it's crucial. It's crucial taking any lead back to Stamford Bridge. I mean, as I say, I would have been delighted with a draw. I would have even took losing 1-0. But we have something to hold on to now. And I'm not going to pretend to not understand that the game at Stamford Bridge is going to be a different proposition completely. But all Boro need is an early goal to snatch something, whether it's a penalty, whether a Chelsea man gets sent off, just a moment like we had in this game. And if we go 2 up, I mean, it's on. It's on. 1-0, it's going to be difficult. And I think we'll find it incredibly hard to stop Chelsea from scoring in the second leg. And I think we'll find it very hard to score in the second leg. So for me, personally, at this moment in time, I think Boro's best bet is to minimise the damage, take the game as far as we possibly can. And if it means penalties, it means penalties, in my opinion. And then it's a lottery. But yeah, we've gave ourselves a chance, and that's all I can ask for. We had McGree away with international duty, Silvera away, we've got Dieng injured. O'Brien was back on the bench here, which was a positive. Force is injured, McNair's injured, Lenahan's injured, Smith's injured, Dieng, as I think I mentioned, has come back injured. We had Greenwood cup tied, we had Rodgers suspended. I mean, this, again, nowhere near full strength Boro. And the effort, the commitment, everything the boys put in, and the fans and everyone involved. This was like such a collective effort from everyone, and it feels like we've all won tonight. So, as I say, what will be in the second leg. If we lose, we probably will, but no one can ever take the memories of this night away from us. This is how Boro started, as you can see, very different from what we usually play. We had Glover in goal, of course, but a back three. A bit like Villa, we had Engel, Fry in this time for Clark, Vandenberg as well. Bangura was on the left wing, we had Jones on the right wing back. It says Hackney was on the left, and I think he probably was, but we had Barlasser, Howson and Hackney all starting for this game. And obviously they're the only 3 fit midfielders we have, and I thought, well, we're never going to play all 3. But O'Brien was on the bench, so that's why we played all 3, and I think it worked. Crooks was up there as well, Lath up top too, and yeah, listen, I think taking Bangura and Lath out of it, who were both desperately unlucky to get themselves injured, and I hope neither of them are that serious. Everyone else was immense. Tom Glover had 1 fumble in the first half, but made up with it for some fantastic saves, and was a safe pair of hands in the second. The back 3, outstanding, every single one of them. The tackling, the concentration, going up against Sterling on one side, Madueke on another. Madueke, by the way, crikey, what a player he was. I was terrified every time he got the ball, but they tackled, they timed their challenges to perfection, defended the box so well. Fry, second half, headed, blocked, everything. Rav was so good on the right hand side as well, reading the game again, timing his challenges extremely well. And I think you've got to, as I say, credit Matt Clark for coming on in that situation off the back of a huge injury. He was fantastic too. I think midfield, I think Barlasser and Howson, I mean, listen, it was going to be a tough game for them. I think first half they tried, played some good stuff at times, but Chelsea's press was so good. I think both Barlasser and Howson almost gifted Chelsea a goal between the pair of them, 1 each. But yeah, I think as a part of a defensive unit, I think we're both outstanding defensively. Hackney, of course, got the goal. He looked a class above. Sometimes when you play opposition from a higher level, you can see which players fit and look like they blend in. Hackney was one who just looked like he could naturally play at this level. He was outstanding. So glad to see him back as well. I think Crooks did well too. Wasn't in the game as much, but held the ball up quite well at times. Worked well with Isaiah Jones on the right-hand side, who of course got the assist. And although he was never going to be as effective in this game because Boro didn't have as much of the ball, he was really good defensively, helping out Rav down the right. And I think his assist was brilliant, to be fair. Down the right, playing the ball, timing the low ball from, between Colwell's legs into Hackney. Great assist from him. And of course, Coburn come on for Lath, and Josh did well too. I mean, he did not stop. Every challenge, every header, every aerial duel, he was throwing himself into them. He held the ball up so well at times. Even though he doesn't have the pace of Lath, he still tried to run the channels and get him behind the Chelsea back line to get us up the pitch. And he was absolutely on his back at the end of the game. He couldn't stand. An incredible effort from the young lad. It really, really was. Here are the stats and momentum, and this gives you a bit of a picture of, the game. As I say, Boro started pretty well. We were very much disrupted by the 2 injuries that we had, and Chelsea very much settled into the game. Had loads of chances in this period, but Boro took one of theirs while we were on top. And second half, barring a tiny spell where we managed to get a tiny grip on the game, Chelsea once again just dominated throughout, but were unable to get that goal. And, so many times this season, you guys will have seen if you watch the Project Boroughs and followed Boro this season, we've been on the other end of these results all season. We've been the ones who've created so much, not took our chances, and the opposition have took their one chance and we've come out on the wrong side of it. So for us to be on the right side of a result like this, in a game as big as this, I think we deserve it on the whole. As you can see, possession-wise, you won't see teams have as much possession as this against Boro this season, 72%. I think second half, it probably was almost 85-90%, if I'm honest. Boro's XG wasn't bad, though, 0.94. So, we did have opportunities here and there. 2 shots on target. We had 1 big opportunity. Chelsea, though, 2.17 XG, 18 shots, but only 4 on target, 4 big chances, and they missed every single one of them. So, I'm not going to talk about the Millwall game. That will take care of itself at the weekend, and that's when I'll be back next to discuss the Boro. I think we need to just savour this result, because these results don't come around very often for teams like us. 20 years since our last League Cup or domestic cup semi-final. Of course, we had the UEFA Cup semi-finals in 2006, which is just less than 20 years ago. But yeah, these are the nights that you live for. These are the nights that you watch and follow your football club for. And whatever happens, the boys have delivered a night that we will never ever forget. And if we don't make it to the final, we don't make it to the final. We've gave it our best shot, and we're still going to be massive outsiders to do so, but we've gave ourselves every possible chance. The tie is still alive, and we're 90 minutes away from a major cup final. It's not really sunk in yet, but 20 years ago, Boro won this trophy. Can we do it again? We're halfway there to the League Cup final. Well, that's it, guys. I mean, sorry if this has been a rambling, blubbering video. I'm still just on such a high. Adrenaline and all the atmosphere and everything. It's just incredible. And one of the nights I will never forget as a Boro fan. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And let's just ride the wave and see where the journey takes us, and roll on the second leg. Who knows what we could do down at the bridge. But until then, if you've enjoyed this video, guys, do hit the like button, subscribe for more. I do, of course, review every single Boro game here on the channel and do other football-related content in between, so subscribe for that, of course. Do leave me a comment in the section below whether you're a Boro fan, Chelsea fan, or neutral. I mean, please don't be one of them self-entitled Chelsea fans who I've seen on Twitter who, quite frankly, can't hack the idea that they've been beaten by a team who are in a different league to them. I mean, some of the Chelsea fans I've seen were absolutely embarrassing online. It's crazy. Talk about self-entitlement. And I was very disappointed in the Chelsea fans. They barely made a noise tonight as well. So if there are any like-minded Chelsea fans who actually have a decent, genuine head on their shoulder, I'd love to hear from you guys as well. But yeah, what a night, what a game. These are the nights you're a football fan for. These are the nights that you live for and follow your club for through thick and thin. Here's hoping we've got another one in a fortnight's time. But until then, it's Millwall on Saturday, and I'll speak to you all then. Up the Boro!